Hi, it's me, Cassie Oelberg in Salish Grove, Pennsylvania. I am here today to do sketch one from the July virtual crop and to show you a few little tips. But first, let me tell you, I am going to be using the Heartfelt Noteworthy collection today, which is a new promo. You know I love Noteworthy. It's what I've been using this whole series, but they just came out with the promo of Heartfelt, and I love it even more than regular Noteworthy. It is the bomb, and you can mix it right with your regular Noteworthy stuff. So, if you have not looked at the promos, they are doing two fabulous dotted bag promos, which are the cutest things ever. And I need so many of them because the large one is perfect for taking your games on the go. It's perfect for keeping in the car with your blankets and your coats. It's perfect for putting a paper pod in there and maybe a couple packs of pages and an album. Keep your light stuff in there. And then there's medium and small, which are real. Oh, and that big one, you should also put your little caddy because people are always asking what to do with that. That's how you can transport it. Then the medium one, you can put all of your papers and punches. You can put heavier things in there because then you can't fill it quite as full. And then the tiny one for all your odds and ends. But my favorite promo, which I did not think would be my favorite until I opened it and put my hands on it, is definitely this Noteworthy Heartfelt. So let's hop over there and check it out. Okay, we are going to do sketch one, and hopefully you are on the virtual crop group, because if you're not, that is a wealth of information. Noreen did some great things to show you how to make this whole sketch work, and her tips are amazing. So I'm actually going to take it and I'm going to turn the sketch on its side. I want it to go this way, and I'm building on Noteworthy as I have been for quite some time. And I am going to use these cute cut apart mats. So there are 5 different colors of cut apart mats in here. So one side is, a tonal, which is perfect for building on. So we're actually going to use one of those for using this side, which is really hard to do because I love this side too. I guess I need at least 2 promos. Oh, goodness gracious. Maybe 3, maybe 4. I don't know. I love this. Okay. And then there's also this beautiful paper. And this all goes beautifully with the Noteworthy. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm turning the sketch on its side. And I'm going to use this as my fast to fab page. And I'm just going to show you how I'm going to cover this up. Because I am not going to just use, I could just take this entire sheet of paper and put it down here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you the little things that I'm going to do along the way that are going to make me use a little bit less paper, and it's going to work out perfectly. So let's dig out my trimmer. I'm in the middle of my annual Super Summer sale right now, and I'll tell you what, I have stuff everywhere. So hopefully I won't lose anything. Okay, there's that. I got it all together right before I started, but it's getting buried. No matter how hard I try, it's getting buried. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our border first. So I'm going to pull over. I want to do it on beige, and I have some beige sheets of cardstock here, but I always like to check and see what do I have that needs used up, since I don't need a whole sheet. And I love these simple sleeves because you can open them and get all these little pieces down here. They are just so perfect. Oh, little pieces down here. I needed it up further on my camera. So anyway, I love the simple sleeves. I use them all the time. So we're going to start with making ourselves 2 borders, and we need them to be 1 3/4 of an inch each. So I measured my small off to this side. It just gives me a better cut whenever I'm dealing with small stuff, because the whole of the rest of it is on the trimmer. And look, this scrap was just perfect for this. There we go. So 1 3/4, 2 of them. And now we need to punch a whole bunch of circles. I am going to punch these circles, and we need 14. So I'm going to do 7 in each. I decided I did not want to use the back side of this one. I just didn't like it as much as I like this. So no big deal. We are just going to punch straight down the line here. And I want to use as little of this paper. Okay. This, let's see. I feel like I keep coming off camera. It's adjustable. one of those days. My arm is feeling a little saggy at the moment. There we go. Tighten this up. Tighten that up. Oh, that was an untighten. Okay, that should go better. Okay, so whenever I'm doing this, I want to use as little of my paper as possible because I love this paper. So when I flip it over, I can kind of get it like right on there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something that only have to do one line of it, but oh well. Come over here and get numbers. Okay, so that can go off to the side, and now we're going to do 7 of these. I just flipped it because I wanted to see if it was directional on the other side. If it is, then I make sure that I keep the direction that I usually cut in for best paper usage later. So I always check those things out. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's just no way to get 7 in one row, no matter how close you get it. Okay, 7. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to take these circles and we're going to put them onto these borders. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to have mine go horizontal instead of vertical. So I'm going to turn it to remind myself to put my hearts going the way I want my hearts to go. Because I'd be really sad if I got to the end and all of my hearts were on their side. Just lay these down first. Might need to make that go a little bit close to the edge there. Put it just a tiny hair in, and a tiny hair in is too much. And I'm using repositionable. It's super important to use repositionable because you want to make sure that if you need to wiggle it a little bit, because you know, when you're putting things down like this, sometimes you need to wiggle it a little. Then you're able to do that. Okay. So all those down, and now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to start with a different one on this side. See? Tuck that one just a little bit because that showed me that I need it to be just a little bit in. I could cut the ends off the edge if I want to, but I'm perfectly fine to tuck that a little. Okay. There we go. Now I am going to take one of them and cut it down the center. So it is 1 3/4 inches. So it's going to be right here to the 7/8 line on either side. And when you're using a smaller piece like this, it's good to measure top and bottom just to make sure that it's doing the right thing. And I could do this with my multi-purpose tool, but I don't have it handy, so I'm just going to use my tip of my microchip scissors. But that just helps me hold it in place real quick. And slice it we do. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down on the page first. This is going to go here. So cute. Actually, I lied. That's going to put my hearts upside down. So this is going to go here. Ooh. This is going to go up at the top. There we go. Now all of our hearts are facing the correct direction. Now the next thing I'm going to bring out are my photos. Okay, Cassie, where did you put your photos? I'll tell you what. Some people's children. They are hiding from me. Ah, there they are. There they are. So we're going to bring out our photos of this beautiful cathedral. And I'm going to make my mats first. So I need 2 4x6 mats. See what I have in this beautiful scratch slate. Some of these might already even be 4x6. And then I am going to change up the sketch just a little tiny bit because I have 3 photos I'd like to work with. And the sketch calls for 4 photos. So I'm going to make one of my photos be this cute cut apart. And that's just going to fit in with my page perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead, and I love that I can just take my little look-see-loo here and make sure it's going to cut in the right spot. And then I'm going to take it and do the same thing right along here. Let's just make sure. And that shows me I need to just bring it a tiny bit over. So now I'm going to cut here to here. And finally, flip it around this way, same thing. Bring out my little cutting guide. Here and here. And I'm just using the white line on the side. And that is showing me where I can start and stop and cut out just this piece. And the reason I do it that way is because I don't know what I'm going to want to use. I don't know what I'm going to want to cut out of this. So by taking out just that little piece, then I can make sure I have the most stuff to use later. Okay, so I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna use these 3 photos. One of them I'm gonna cut to 4x4. So I'm gonna go ahead and 3.5 by 3.5. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 4x6 mats. This one I think is already 4x6. Look at that. I love it when Past Me did the work. Past Me is awesome. I really like that girl. 4x6. Okay, good. And then I need 4x4. Well, Past Me made it a little bit bigger. That's okay. We'll fix it. 4x4. This is just from another project I was doing. So it's probably left over from making a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 or something. And then last but not least, I need a 3.5x4, and I'll show you why when we get there. So let's see what I have in the magic feeder. I bet I can get a 3.5x4 out of here. So let's see. Yep, that's going to give me 4. So we'll do the 3.5 this way. And we'll do the 4 this way. Okay. Voila. Now let's get these matted. I'm going to go down the center. Just going to lay it down. Line this up. It's going to go here. And you'll see how we're going to do our covering up stuff. Okay, so this one I'm going to cut down to 3.5 by 5.5. 3.5 by 5.5. And this will be our 3.5 by 3.5. I was trying to get this part of the building when I cut the picture. So let's just go ahead and make that happen. Hold the little arm. You hold that little arm. It's going to be your best slice. Okay. This one's going to be 5.5 by 3.5. And once again, 5.5 by 3.5. Okay. Now we have all of our mats ready to go. Let's go ahead and just tape these down. Just laying out my page to show you how I'm going to make this happen. There. And then I mat this one. I cut it the wrong size. Let's go ahead and get this one down on its mat, and then we can fix that little tiny faux pas. Would help if I did it straight. And then this one, I think I might have mismeasured 3 by 4. On here. Okay, I guess I don't even have to use that one. Actually, I'm happy with that one not matted. Okay, what's up next? Now I want to replicate this part here and here. So I'm going to tape this down the center. Oh, I just love this collection so much. So let's see. We want the 6 in the middle. So it's going to go up to one little spot before the 7 and one little spot before the 5. And that will take it down the center. And now I'm going to cut myself 3 half-inch pieces from this. See, paper in the paper packs often matches the designs that are on the Fast to Fat pages. And it makes it very easy to go ahead and build on it and use the pieces that are already there to create what you want. So I can just take this little tiny scrap of extra, make myself these 3 little pieces. And now I'm going to put these just on the other sides of this. And that way it's going to replicate being that color for the whole page. So this is going to go here. And this is going to go here. And this is going to go here. And then the last thing I want to do before I tape my pictures down is make myself 2 4-inch strips to go here and here. And that way I don't have to use up this whole beautiful piece of paper. Now let's see. Which of these am I going to want to use the most? Oh, all of them. That's it. I'm just going to need more. More. Okay. So 4-inch. This would be a great time to stock up on some tape and some pages so that I can have more of this beautiful, beautiful paper And by golly, that's exactly what I will be doing. I always tell my people, look, there is no excuse for buying tape in between a promo. No excuse. Because if you buy it in between the promo, you're missing out on getting some special stuff. Center straight. Okay, and now I just add my pictures in. This one's going to go here. This is going to go here for our journaling. This is going to go here. And this is going to go right here. And voila. We did it. We did it. Oh, and I love this collection so much. This down. This down. Okay, and then back to my very, very rainy day in PA. Alrighty, have fun creating, and hopefully I will see you next week at 4 p.m.